Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and on this quick video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make turn some ordinary seashells that you might have picked up on a beach trip or purchased at Walmart or, found at a thrift store like I have. I'm going to show you how to make them into something that is beautiful, sparkly, with gold edging. So what am I talking about? Okay, I'm talking about seashells that look like this, or worse. These, I got 4 of them several years ago at a thrift store in Boise, Idaho, and of course I had to bring them home. They've been sitting in a box for several years, and I just decided to pull them out today and play with them and see if I could make them look pretty. Another thing you can do is make something really pretty out of these poly silver dollars from Dollar Tree. And you could do the same kind of thing with some of the starfish from Dollar Tree. So, let me ask you this question. What kind of crafter are you? I am the kind of crafter that I like to use what I have on hand and make it work. Even if it's something that's not really designed for the purpose I'm going to use it for. To me, that's fun. I'm also not an instruction follower. Okay, so what we're going to be using today is we're going to start out with some Waverly Snow White or the white paint from Walmart. Then, this is the oddity, that we're going to use chalk paste over the top of it. But it's not ordinary chalk paste. This is glittering white chalk paste. And this is great for use with the squeegee on stencils on hard surfaces. But oh my gosh, this makes these seashells so beautiful. Then we're going to use this, which is called FolkArt Treasure Gold. It's just some gold paint. And I will top it off outside with a light coat of clear gloss sealer spray. This is Rust-Oleum brand, but you can use whatever brand you would like. And let me give you just one quick little preview of where we're going. And it's kind of hard to show how beautiful this is on a video, but look at how that sparkles and shines. Okay, so let's start with some of the bigger seashells. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to paint 1 to 2 coats, depending on how dark and big the spots or blemishes are on the inside of your seashell, with Waverly paint. So I'm just going to grab some, and you can see there's a lot on this one. And I did wash it. There was a living organism inside of this at one point. I'm not even sure what that might have been, but it left some marks that might mean something inside of the shell. And those are not going to look pretty, in my opinion, once I do the edges gold. So I'm just going to be applying 1 to 2 coats, and it's not going to look pretty yet. Let me get this whole thing covered. And then we'll set it aside, and I'll show you the one that I have that is ready for the next step. Okay, you can use absolutely whatever white paint you have on hand. This Waverly paint from Walmart really sticks pretty well, and in my opinion, it provides pretty good coverage. So if you have a Walmart and you need to go there for something else, and they have a craft section, I would recommend that you pick up some of the Waverly paint from the craft section. Okay, and I'm not even doing a really great job painting this, but I'm going all the way out to the edges. And it does look better already. I would let that dry. Oops. And then I would give it a second coat. Let's do this. This is a smaller seashell. And we'll do this one real quick. I should not have put my brush away. Pull it back out. Let's keep going. So see, this one has it's not even that bad because at least they're even, but it's not going to look pretty with the technique that I'm going to do next. So you do want to paint it so that you can cover up the dark spots. And whether you do this part right here, where the seashell opened and closed, where it had some kind of a muscle or something attaching it to the other side of the shell, that is completely up to you. Okay. And let me do this one real quick. And look how quick that just disappears. Most of these seashells, you guys, I am a serious thrift store hunter. To me, going to a thrift store is like a treasure hunt. You just never know what you're going to find. And especially during the winter months, you can find great seashells. I don't know, people use them during their decor in the summer, or they picked them up on a beach trip and they just never got anything done with them and they donate them. So I would say about probably at least half or more of the seashells that I own came from thrift stores. Okay, so those are going to take a few minutes to dry. And let's open this, because we'll do this also. This is Dollar Tree. You get a set of 3 of these little faux sand dollars. And let's do this one too. This is the starfish. Do one of each of those. These are already white, so they do not need to be painted. All right, and we'll move on to the next step. I'm going to leave this and the other 2 over here to dry. Okay, and this one I did earlier today in preparation for this video. It has 2 coats of this Waverly Snow White paint on it. All right, then the kind of surprise, I think, let me get some more paper towels. The kind of surprise in here is using chalk paste to make the inside of your seashells sparkle. Looks like they're opalescent. So it's glittering white. It's a pretty new color. This is a great color to stencil with. You see how it has kind of glittering in it. I'm just going to take a good sized glob with a paintbrush. We'll do half of it so you can see the difference. Just working it in with a paintbrush all the way out to the tips. Let me show you. Which I don't know how to do this exactly, but if you could see a little better, you could see that this side looks opalescent and the other side just looks flat white. So this is step 2. And it really does not take very much. To me, to my eye, it makes these seashells look like they must have been, you know, fancy schmancy, something that you bought at a boutique or something. Okay, so this just needs to dry for a few moments, and let's move on to these. These are both from Dollar Tree. I'm going to do the exact same thing. With the sand dollar, I'm going to be careful, or as careful as I can, not to put too much on, because it will plug up the little holes in this sand dollar. And then when we move on to the gold stage, it doesn't look good. Okay, so the look we're going for, as you're hopping on, tell me hello so I know I'm not just standing here painting seashells by myself in my craft room. But what you're going to see is how we're going to take something like this, which is just flat white plastic, and turn it into something beautiful like this that could go in a dough bowl. You could do a little slip knot through this hole right here, add some beads and a tassel. It could be attached to a piece of art. I just think it's such a huge difference, and I hope you can see that. Okay. So I'm going to pull out my handy dandy hair dryer. This has so much power, it just dries things really quickly. Let's do this one. We could probably use another coat of paint, but we're going to skip that. We're going to ignore that blemish when we get to the next step. So let me quickly add a little bit of this glittering white chalk paste to it. So when I get in a particular mood for crafting and I want to do something and I don't have exactly what I need, I will usually just sort of improvise, and that is how I stumbled on this idea of using chalk paste on my seashells to make them look opalescent. I did try silver also, and I did not like the look of that. But I love this white. It makes such a huge difference. Let's try that too. All right. Close this up. And we're going to move on to the next step, which is the gold paint. You could use that liquid gold stuff. The only thing about the liquid gold that I personally don't like is the odor. It's pretty strong. You want to do that in a well-ventilated area. This doesn't seem to have an odor. This is, I got it at Walmart. It's FolkArt brand. It's called Treasure Gold, and it looks very goldish. Now with this, you may have to do 2 coats. Okay. So let's start with our big shell. And I'm just going to go around the edges. Well, hi Sharon. Welcome, Miss Newbie from California. I'm glad to have you here. I do a huge variety of crafts. Normally they are either focusing on faith, family, or flowers. But as we go into summer, we're going to do seashells. There's all kinds of different things that we're going to do. Let's see, let me get a wipe because I got a smudge. Just make that line right there a little bit thicker. There we go. We'll never know. So when I did my sand dollar from Dollar Tree, I did a second coat of the gold, and it made a huge difference, I think. Okay. And I won't do this whole entire thing because you're going to be bored watching me. But let's go up and do this edge right here, just a little bit. Spot where I will definitely want a second coat. So I would not serve food out of this unless it was something dry like crackers. But you could put potpourri in it, you could put seashells in it. It could be a jewelry dish, a trinket dish. It could be a lot of different things. You could probably even get away with putting soap in it in your back powder room if you put several good coats of clear sealer on it. What do you guys think so far? You're pretty silent. And we're not done, so don't leave just yet. Okay, let's work on this one for just a second. For this one, I'm just going to go around the edge. going to definitely need a second coat. But as far as these little holes go, what I opted to do with this brush right here, I think it was this one. No, it was this one right here. We'll do the little holes and then I'll dry it and we'll come back and add another coat. So I got my brush loaded up good and it's little. And I'm just putting it inside of these holes. That's really all there is to that part. So this needs to be dried a little bit before I move on. Really is for this to look like it has gold leafing on it or gilding on it. It's really just paint. But that's what my objective is in this craft project. It's not dry enough. But you can get an idea. It is looking much prettier already. Let's do just a little bit on this, then we'll come and touch up this, and then I'll talk to you about the last step. And I will get everything all finished up off camera. This gold that I'm using here from FolkArt really has no smell at all. Unlike that product called Liquid Gold, which I liquid golded my lid on mine forever. I just couldn't get it off, so I just figured that it was a loss and I tossed it and started looking for something that could substitute for that wouldn't stink up my craft room and poison me or anything. Look how pretty that is already. So let me show you what we're trying to replicate. These are salt and pepper cellars. And these look so pretty on a summer table. This is actual gold leafing around the edges, and that's salt and pepper. So that's kind of the look that we're going for. This is actual gold leafing, but not actual gold. But I don't have that anymore. So, I'm using what I have to create the look of that. And I don't have to have these finished, but I really just want you to see the difference between one coat and two. And I put it on pretty thick. I'll hold this up in just a second with one of the originals so you can see how much prettier it is. So tell me in the comments if you have this magic ingredient called glittering white chalk paste. I'm just curious because I know there's a lot of people who like to stencil like I do that watch this page. Okay, and this is what one of these seashells looked like. I just washed them in a tub of water, and this is the difference. And I'll do the whole entire thing, okay, and I'll finish everything else up. And then I will take them outside because this is a spray that has to be done outside. This is gloss, clear spray sealer. You want to put on a light coat, let it dry, and then do a second one. And it makes everything even more opalescent, sparkly, shiny. So, these are the 4 ingredients. Paint the inside of your seashell white. This is Waverly Snow White from Walmart. You can do 1 to 2 coats. Let it dry thoroughly. Number 2, paint on a coat of this Magnolia chalk paste that is glittering white is the name of the color. Let me know if you would like a link because you can only get this stuff online. Number 3, once that's dry, is to paint the edges of your seashell with 1 to 2 thick coats. Let it dry in between your coats of whatever gold paint you might have on hand. If you have liquid gold, do it in a well-ventilated area. There's lots of other brands of gold. But this is FolkArt from Walmart. And number 4, take it outside and give it probably 2 thin coats of ultra clear, Rust-Oleum 2 times ultra clear gloss. I think the gloss adds something. I normally use the matte. You can use any brand you want, but get a clear sealer that is glossy. This comes from Walmart also. This is the brand that I have in my shelf right now. And then these little sand dollars came from Dollar Tree, and my other seashells are things that I've picked up here and there at thrift stores, some things at an actual beach, some things I've purchased at Walmart. They actually have a package for around $10 of pretty good sized seashells that would work for this project. It's in the crafting section by the faux florals by the burlap ribbon. So there you go, that's it. If you liked this quick and easy project, and I will finish it up and get pictures, do a this or this. Feel free to sprinkle if you would like to. Feel free to ask questions. Let me know if you would like my complete supply list, and I will also include a replay of this video. So if you missed the beginning, you can just click it and start at the beginning and watch this video from the start, or rewatch it if you had questions. Anyways, I think this is going to be beautiful. I'll probably set this out on my coffee table, maybe on top of a stack of books or something. It's really fabulous. This is the magic for the whole project. So, all right, well, thank you, Dana, for typing all that up. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you'll come back again. I don't know what we'll be doing tomorrow, but we do really kind of mix it up as much as possible. 2 days ago, we made these sweet little, what did I call these? Primitive canvas duck cloth and vintage mother of pearl button stuffies, and I made a flag. Then yesterday, just to show you some of the variety, we made these t-shirts, which both turned out awesome. a few days before that, we did this. I never dreamed I'd grow up to be a crazy chicken lady. I mean, I'm just always mixing things up here, so I'd love to have you come back. And anyways, I hope you have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys.